today we'll be talking about elder. Hoffman calls this one black elder. This is the European elder, which is slightly different than American elder. I think this one is more potent than American elder is. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more. The Latin name for this one is Sambucus nigra. The common names are elder, elderberry, elder or black elderberry, boar tree, European alder, and European elderberry. There's two different family names for this plant. They do that. The more they study a plant, sometimes they'll go, it belongs over here. They'll also, on occasion, because they have learned so much about it, they'll change the Latin name. Like I just found out a few days ago that they have changed the Latin name of rosemary. So that means the Latin name on my Details About Rosemary book is incorrect. So I got to go and, yeah, fun times. So the descriptive characteristics of elder. This is a tree that can grow as high as 33 feet. 33 feet. The leaves are oval, the flowers are a cream color, and the berries are a blue-black. You use the flowers, the berry, and the leaf. The flowers are harvested in the spring, and the berries are harvested in the fall. For texture, I wrote down that it's dry. And this was a yellowish white, which means it's probably the flowers. The aroma was like a flowery sweet licorice, and there's a hint of sweet in there for the flavor. That's right, I had a package of flowers and berries, and I didn't use the berries. Sorry. Okay. So for constituents, we've got it broken out between the leaf and the flower. So the flower has triterpenes, ursolic acid, oleolinic acid, sterols, fixed oils, free fatty acids, linoleic acid, palmitic acid, phenolic acids, pectin, sugars. The leaf has triterpenes, cyanogenic glycosides. Yes, it has the word cyanide in there. The berries have even more cyanide in there, and that's why you got to cook them a specific way to get the cyanide out before you can harvest medicinal properties of berries, which is also why I didn't use my berries. I didn't want to go through that process. Flavonoids of campherol, quercetin glycosides, rutin, fatty acids, tannins, vitamins A and C. Go fig on that one, right? Oh, that's the berries. Okay, so the berries have flavonoids, lectins, vitamins A and C, and anthocyanins. And there's also a mucilage component to the leaves. Sorry, flowers. Mucilage is in the flowers. Okay, so for the actions, the leaf is a purgative, expectorant, diuretic, diaphoretic, emollient, and vulnerary. The last two are for external use. The ones before that are internal use. Clearly, expectorant is the, you got the cold and you need to huck up a lung. Yep. For the flower, it's a diaphoretic. I'm probably going to need to do a video of what these all mean. Yeah, I think I'll need to. Oh, as I'm releasing some of these, I will be letting these out. So flower is diaphoretic, anti-catarrhal, antispasmodic. See, I can't talk today. Antispasmodic. The berry is a diaphoretic, diuretic, laxative, anti-rheumatic. Okay. How do you use, or what do you use it on? Leaf. Bruises, sprains, wounds, chilblains, and an ointment for tumors. So basically one person I got the notes from broke it out by part, but not everybody did, so this is going to be interesting. Flower is antiviral, reduces the length of the flu, anti-inflammatory for upper respiratory tract, sinuses, hay fever. Everybody knows that elderberry syrup is good for cold, so. It strengthens your cell membranes to prevent viral penetration. So that's the flower. It strengthens, basically, you can't get it. Once you do get it, you can still take it and get better, but it helps you not get it. This doesn't have the amount, so I'm going to read this part. An infusion of elderflower, St. John's wort, and soapwort was effective against influenza A, B, and the herpes simplex one. Okay, and there's a very large number of studies to prove that the berries are an antiviral. The flowers are then added to stimulate sweating and fever relief, and to help with mucus and congestion, earaches, and allergies. Okay. Okay, and this one here actually is a very good example, okay, in terms of the tincture. So we got one lady that says you just fill up the bottle with vodka or apple cider vinegar or whatever you're going to use, right? Actually, I'm going to make a video on tincture making. Yeah, because I don't want that information to get lost just in this video. I should just, yeah, we'll save that one. So for elderberry or elderflower, you can make a tincture, infusion, you can juice the berries. You can preserve Wow. One part honey to 10 parts juice. Bring to boil. And then there's the ointment for the stuff on the skin, which is the leaf. Okay. There are no known side effects and interactions, but the safety of while you're pregnant has not been established. I think as long as you have properly gotten rid of the cyanide in the berries, if you process it correctly, there shouldn't be an issue. When raw and unripe, the fruit, seeds, bark, and leaves can cause vomiting and severe diarrhea. That's kind of a no duh. It has cyanide in it. No. I guess in some people it lowered their blood sugar levels. And in some people it increased urination and bowel movements. Okay. Now for the lab for this one, I combined a couple different things and basically pasted it on all 3 herbs. I think it was 3 herbs. Let me scroll back down here. Yeah. So eleuthero, elder, and licorice and honey are the things I used in this thing. But I'll read it to you here. Since my first book is rosemary, you guys probably already know that I like rosemary. I was trying to find a way to use it. Okay. The herb I chose from this module is eleuthero. Choosing a way to use it is being difficult because I have 3 things in my head. I did some research on PubMed and have all kinds of things, and even found a really nice monograph from 2006. I'm thinking I should choose between flu remedy and something to help the brain work better, to which I would add rosemary. Tough choice. I can't have 2 people try my recipe because that was a requirement for one of the things. You make it and then 2 people taste it and work with it and see if it's good. I'm not sure my children would want it, and I surely can't get proper feedback from them on it. I chose licorice because it's great for coughs. Elder is wonderful for flu. Oh, that's what this one was. The challenge I did was choose 3 herbs to use. This is just one of ways Siberian ginseng is of use. I wanted to add some rosemary too, but haven't finished dehydrating it yet and won't be done in time to get this lab done for my other assignments. Honey has antibiotic effects, which my son is too young to have, even if I wanted him to try it. So this was probably one of my very first. I did try to get my daughter to try it. She smelled it and refused to taste. I would take this even though I hate licorice. I never understand what this thing is asking for in required safety protocol. I cleaned my area, used clean appliances and utensils and such. I wear glasses, so I don't need to use goggles, though I don't know why anyone would need to use those, because yeah. If you're splashing this small amount of stuff into your eyes, you've got a problem. always get marked off on that item. When I looked up licorice in Chevalier, I was surprised to find 2 recipes for coughs that was pretty cool. I probably shared more than I needed, but I didn't know if you wanted that data on all herbs or not. Since I have a virtual herbarium entry for all 3 herbs, I just copy-pasted below. I don't think I can summarize what I learned. This entry is already 4 pages in my work. I have downloaded so many articles on the Eleuthero, it's not funny. It is such an amazing and versatile herb that I think everyone should give it a really good look. We'll get to that one. But this entry is in here, and I'll probably read it again on each of the other 2 because I used it, right? So I did a cold and cough remedy, 1 cup Eleuthero decoction made with 1/2 ounce herb to 1 cup of water. 3 milliliters of elder tincture, and that's made with the flower, right? Not the berry, not the leaf, it's made with the flower. 3 milliliters licorice tincture. And this is why the time thing was going on in terms of being able to get it done and when I needed it done. Because you can't just mix a couple things together and voila, you got a tincture. Those things need to steep for weeks. And then 2 heaping tablespoons of raw honey. Okay, what I did. I stopped my decoction at 20 minutes, but it wasn't down to 1 cup yet, so I put it back in. After 30 minutes, I checked again, and it was at 1 1/8 cups. I put it back in. After 40 minutes, it had just a tad over 1 cup, so I'm coloring it done. The timer went off when I was changing a diaper. This is why I like tinctures. You can't cook them too long. I have to pause here and convince the children to take a nap because I'm tired of the griping. This is what happens when you're an herbalist as a single mom. Okay, one is asleep, the other is being needy still, but let's see if I can get this, get through this. I use my strainer thing in my pot for the herbs because I have it's a glass pot that's got a metal strainer in the middle of it with a little basket thing. I don't always like using that because when you're boiling the water, it doesn't get all the herbs. That's why I started using the ceramic things instead. When I'm finally able to actually show you demonstrations, you'll be able to see all the tools that I use and understand better. I used my strainer thing in my pot for the herbs, so I didn't need to strain anything. I did taste it before I added anything after it cooled. I added the tinctures to the decoction in the pot when I added the honey to warm it up so the honey would dissolve correctly and the alcohol and the tinctures would cook off. The directions said to simmer for 20 minutes. I simmered it until the honey was incorporated. While I do have the vegetable glycerin, it's very sweet already. Below is a picture before I bottled it. Turn, turn, turn. That was the color of it. There's a moth flying around, which means the cat might turn the computer off. Oh, hey, I got a recipe in here for teeth oil that I created. Okay. Oh, that's with elder. Good, good, good. Okay. So that's the next thing on here. Or maybe it's the third thing down. Okay. The next thing I did was the elderflower tincture. Okay. The what I wasn't going to talk about here. There were 3 different recipes with different ratios. Oh, sorry, same ratio, different percentage of alcohol. So the percentages were 25, 40, and 50. And I said I chose the 40% because that's what I had. So I used 29 grams of herb. So my menstruum was 145 milliliters. Okay, which means in this case, because I had the right percentage for the alcohol, there was no dilution. I strained my tincture and got a little more than 75 milliliters as a yield. And I will show you the picture of that. I think the camera's picking these up okay. At least in terms of being able to see the coloration of what it looked like. Okay. And then the third thing on here, so that was elderflower tincture. Not the leaf, not the berry, the flowers. Okay, this is a teeth oil. 3 heaping teaspoons of coconut oil, 10 drops of clove and tea tree oils, 3 to 4 drops of the following tinctures: licorice, elderflowers, white willow bark, chamomile, ginger. This was where we had to invent a recipe and then explain why, if I remember correctly. I chose these for a few reasons. I needed antimicrobial and pain as well as flavor. My daughter doesn't like strong flavors, and clove is strong and required for this. If the issue were in the back of her mouth like a molar, I would have omitted the tea tree oil. The flavor is close to that of pumpkin spice, but the clove is still a bit strong. The coconut oil required heating, of course, for incorporation of the other ingredients, but the tincture needed heating to remove the alcohol as well. I don't even want to imagine how much it would have hurt had I not done the heating up of the tincture. You could actually go much higher on the tincture since the dose amount is so high, even for a child, but I'd say no more than 10 drops for a child. Also, this is to be spit out, not swallowed. That's why I said I'd omit the tea tree if it were more of a swallowing risk. The other ingredients are not at a dosage that would hurt if she swallowed that minute amount. I think this is when my daughter broke her tooth. Yeah. Yeah, she knocked out four of her teeth before she was 2. Yeah. I applied this with my finger at first, knowing the brush would hurt. Now I'm using the brush to make sure to get any infection that is trying to hide deeper in the gum and fester there in case I decide to quit treatment. They are wishful thinking. You don't hurt my baby. She complains when I tell her I'm going to do this, but she sits there like a big girl now and pushes out the bottom lip and lets me get it done. She knows it's what's making the pain go away. since it's just being applied to the teeth that are infected, she isn't getting a huge dosage either. An adult could brush their whole mouth with this with no negative consequences, but you have to be careful with the little ones. Also, don't use this under the age of 2. I totally forgot about that teeth oil recipe. Okay. So, a study was done comparing the phenolic compound amount between elderberry tea and elderflower tea. The flower has a higher concentration, which means the flower has a higher antioxidant power. And that's the only study I put in there, apparently. But that's a lot of info for elderflower. All right. Thank you for watching.